Good morning, Idaho. Thanks for waking up with us on this Wednesday morning, about 5:15 right now. And if you're getting ready to head out the door, here's a look at our current conditions outside. We are sitting at 69 degrees in Boise, 63 in Mountain Home, mid-60s all the way down to Twin Falls at 65 right now. Stanley a little cooler, 47 to start the day, and McCall sitting at 53 degrees. Those mountain areas are expected to see some scattered showers throughout the morning hours, so you'll want an umbrella as you leave the house. We will see very similar conditions as to what we saw yesterday. Some areas even seeing gusty winds and some small hail associated with some of those storms, and those will stick around throughout the day today as well. We will hit similar highs as what we saw yesterday, and our high was in Boise and Mountain Home was 90 degrees, which is what we are expected to hit in Boise again today. Our high over in the mountain areas in the east central mountains, mid-70s will be around that area today as well. 76 for that high in Stanley, 80 was our high yesterday in McCall, and Twin Falls hit 94 degrees. Let's take a look over the last couple of hours. This is overnight. We saw some showers moving through the Stanley and Sun Valley area around 7 to 8 p.m. starting to break up overnight, and even some clear skies heading into the Boise area. But if you take a look over here, we have some small storm cells with some rain showers heading towards Jordan Valley, possibly making it into the Boise area, but they could break up before then. But we may see some clouds associated with that throughout the day today, partly cloudy skies in the Treasure Valley. Overall, we will see those scattered thunderstorms and showers throughout the entire Gem State throughout the day today. But there's that low pressure system that's going to be moving through our area so that by the time we hit the end of the week, we can look forward to some drier air with some clearer skies. As the storms move out of our way, we will have plenty of sunshine in store for the weekend. So good news there. Overall today, though, we will have those breezy conditions in the Treasure Valley, about 10 to 15 mile per hour winds with scattered showers. 88 degrees for the high in Caldwell, 89 in Meridian, 90 degrees in Mountain Home and Boise. And again, the chance of seeing some gusty winds and small hail for the Treasure Valley and the Magic Valley. Scattered thunderstorms possible with a high of 88 in Twin Falls today, 85 for Gooding, Shoshone, and Burley for the high today. Up in the west central mountains, the Long Valley can expect highs around 80 with some scattered showers throughout the morning hours and again through the afternoon. Gusty winds and some possible hail up there as well. Garden Valley have a high of 85 degrees today. East Central Mountains, mid-70s for Stanley and Sun Valley today. Gusty winds and those storms will stick around throughout the day today. It could be kind of isolated showers, so you may get some sunshine in between there, but be expecting some showers throughout the day. Take a look at the extended forecast. After we get past these showers today, and they could linger into Thursday morning in the Treasure Valley, we will have really nice conditions, mid-80s Thursday into Friday, and lots of sunshine for the weekend. Spencer, Rachel?
It looks picture perfect.
It really does.
I love it.
Some good days coming in that forecast. Thank you, Karen. We want to check in with Jay Bates. You noticed you haven't seen him in studio yet this morning because he's out on the job.
We find him today at Bardenay, which is a popular downtown Boise hotspot, but he's not eating their good food. You're doing something a little bit different this morning, Jay.
Yeah, we are actually here for the reason that Bardenay exists. We were just talking to Kevin about the history of Bardenay. We'll get to that a little bit later, but right now we are authorized personnel only. So come with us. We're going to take you into the big, iconic distilling room here at Bardenay and talk to the head distiller, Scott Probert, already at work this morning. Scott, good morning.
Morning.
So kind of give us an idea. Everybody can see this room usually that's been to Bardenay through the windows. What all is going on in here?
So right now we're making some rum. We're loading the still, just pumping over some fermented cane sugar into the still to be heated up, and we're going to turn it into rum.
Okay, so AJ, if you want to follow the hose down there, Scott can kind of tell everybody what's going on through here.
Yeah, so we're just pumping it into the still. You can hear the still, it's heating up.
How many gallons are we going to be making this morning?
Well, we're going to make about 5 gallons of high proof rum at a time by loading in about 55 gallons of that fermented cane sugar.
All right, so you heard we just fired up the still, so as the morning goes along here, we'll get things going, and then we'll start distilling some rum, and you might sample some. It's a little early for that.
Your palate's usually freshest in the morning, so...
Great excuse! I like where your head's at. So we're going to do that and a whole lot more coming up from Bardenay here in downtown. We'll send it back into you guys.
You have to sample just a little. I know it's early, but just a little. You got to see the fruits of their labor, right?
Yeah, Jay has been on the job for a few weeks now, and already this is at least the second place where he's been making alcohol early in the morning.
That's right.
It's never too early for him.
It's an all-day process, apparently, but that's what Jay on the job is. We send him out to see what folks who work early like us do this early.
Yeah, we're
So
not the only ones up when it's still dark.
we are not. Neither are you. Thanks for being with us. All right, it is now 5:20, and coming up next today, it's not just people who are missing Robin Williams. One of his very special animal friends is feeling the void, too.
Good morning, Idaho.
So why don't you just ruminate whilst I illuminate the possibilities? Well, Alibaba had them 40 thieves. Scheherazade had 1,000 tales. But master, you in luck, 'cause up your sleeves you got a brand of magic never fails. You got some power in your corner now. Some heavy ammunition in your camp. You got some punch, job you and house. All you gotta do is rub that lamp. And I'll say, Mr. Lancer, what will your pleasure be? Let me take your order, jot it down. You ain't never had a friend like me. Pleasure be. Let me take your order, jot it down. You ain't never had a friend like me. Life is your restaurant, and I'm your melody. Come on, whisper what it is you want. You ain't never had a friend like me.
Hard to believe he's gone.
I know.
That voice and that man. It's
And those
crazy.
voices. So many different voices coming out of one man. All right, well, there's no question that Robin Williams could charm an entire audience, just like he did now.
But did you know that he could charm an ape?
I did not know, but CNN's Jeannie Mose has a story for us of a comedy giant seen through the eyes of a gentle giant.
Sure, Robin Williams made us smile, but what made him smile? Tickling an ape?
I tickle her and she's,
It was an encounter he called mind-altering, holding hands with a gorilla named Coco, famous for understanding sign language, taught by her surrogate mom, Dr. Penny Patterson.
Who is that?
Profiled by PBS, a cover girl on National Geographic, then in 2001, Robin Williams asked to pay a visit.
She was very drawn to him.
She took his glasses and ended up wearing them. She picked his pocket and investigated his wallet, but mostly she asked.
Tickle. Tickle. She wants you to tickle her.
And they tickled and tickled and tickled. Ellen DeGeneres noted Robin's hairy arms.
Coco, the gorilla.
she actually looked at me and went, where have you been?
Years later, he was still using the encounter as material, but at the time of the visit,
He was so quiet and respectful and just present.
perfect manners for making a gorilla swoon. Though this was their one and only face-to-face meeting, Coco was already familiar with Robin Williams. She had recently watched a documentary he did on dolphins, and she'd watched Awakenings over and over.
But it was interesting to be, hit on by another species.
Coco is known to have a bit of an obsession with a certain body part.
She did this, and her translator said, she wants you to lift your shirt. And I lifted my shirt, and she reached out and grabbed both my nipples. And I went, I like you.
But their relationship was nipped in the bud.
Now you don't pinch. Sweetheart.
And all of a sudden, she grabs my hand and tries to take me in the back. And all of a sudden, I see her translator going, Coco, no. Mr. Williams does not want to play bump bump.
Funny stuff, but try making a gorilla laugh. Back in 2001, Coco was 30 years old and sad about the death of her companion ape named Michael. She hadn't smiled in 6 months until this funny man tickled her fancy. Penny Patterson says Coco knew something was amiss from listening to phone calls Monday.
I just said, Coco, we've lost a dear friend. You remember Robin.
How could she or we forget him? Jeannie Moe, CNN, New York.
What an incredible video! And Karen, you said there's even more if you want to go look it up.
Yeah,
there's
I
more to
watched
that video.
the whole video of his interactions with her last night. It's about 5 minutes long, and it's really, I was very kind of amazed. I've never seen anything like that.
And I had never seen that video before today, so that's pretty incredible.
You say Coco even recognized him in one of his movies.
From seeing the documentary, she was holding
yeah.
the VHS thing and kind of pointed at him, and they were like, yeah, that's him.
That's your friend.
They're super smart animals. It's amazing what they have been taught and what they've picked up on.
Yeah.
So apparently when she then told Coco yesterday that we lost a dear friend, that she was kind of upset and quivering and had her head down all day, and it was very
amazing
sad.
that she gets that.
And that was more than 10 years ago that she had that encounter,
Wow,
too.
Yeah.
Pretty incredible. All right, well, let's talk weather.
Yes.
Messy day like yesterday, or is it going to be a little better?
We may not see as many scattered showers in the Treasure Valley until later this afternoon. However, the mountain areas are expected to see some pretty good significant showers and thunderstorms on and off throughout the entire day. So be ready for that up in the mountain areas. However, we are going to have some kind of scattered showers and partly cloudy skies here in the Treasure Valley, but our high is only going to be 90 degrees, so it won't be too terribly hot outside, and we could see some sunshine still, but there's about a 40% chance of seeing some showers here in the valley. But looking forward to this weekend. It's going to be lots of sunshine and beautiful temperatures as well. Our high tomorrow is only going to be 85 degrees, so we can look forward to that.
So there is a chance of rain. I actually liked it yesterday, seeing the grayness for just a little bit, and then the sun came back out.
Yeah.
It didn't bother me. I like it.
Yeah, a little bit of everything yesterday. All right, thank you, Karen. And time right now is 5:27. Coming up next on this Wednesday, the violence has calmed down in Missouri after the police shooting of a teenager, but racial tension from the case is still running high.
Right now we're taking a live look at Boise from our Ford Dealers Tower. Cam, good morning, Idaho.
You're waking up to Good Morning Idaho with news, traffic, and weather on the 6s.
Good morning, Idaho. Thanks for joining us at 5:30 today on a Wednesday. I'm Spencer Blake.
And I'm Rachel Garceau alongside Karen Lehr, who's in for Bree Eggers once again today.
Glad to be here.
Happy to have you. You're sticking around for the third day.
I will.
So we haven't
be here all week.
Scared
Don't
you
worry.
off. Okay,
You
good.
scared Jay Bates off, though, I think. That's why he's not in studio
I
this
told him
morning.
to get out of here.
You know, he had something planned. He's on the job this morning taking a look at what the folks at Bardonnais have to do to get ready with some of their drinks going on in the morning. It's a long process. That's why they're up so early.
Yeah, so we get an inside look at the big distillery that's at their downtown location. It's pretty cool. So that'll be coming up in a minute. Right now, though, you have a look at what we can expect today weather-wise.
Yes, it's not going to be too bad here in the Treasure Valley to start off the day. We are sitting at 69 in Boise, and it's pretty pleasant out there, just partly cloudy skies. We are going to pick up a little bit of a breeze this afternoon, about 10 to 15 miles per hour. We'll be at about 80 degrees by lunchtime, and our high today, this afternoon, we will reach around 90 degrees with some scattered showers throughout the Treasure Valley this afternoon. However, those mountain areas, if you are heading out, we will expect kind of scattered showers and thunderstorms on and off throughout the whole day. So be ready for that and expect to bring an umbrella with you if you're heading up there.
Okay.
All right, thanks a lot. I'm liking the high temperatures that we'll see coming up a little bit in the extended forecast
Yes,
as well.
they will
Some
not
good
be
ones in
quite
there.
so high.
All right, thanks so much, Karen. Let's get now to what is new this morning here on Good Morning Idaho. Protests against the deadly shooting of a teenager in Ferguson, Missouri finally calmed down a bit last night.
That's right. Demonstrators gathered in the street chanting and holding up signs, but there are reports that there was no destruction or chaos. Now, exactly what led up to 18-year-old Michael Brown's death Saturday is still under investigation. Witnesses say the black teen was unarmed with his hands up when he was shot. Police say that Brown attacked the officer in his car and tried to take his gun. Now, in an effort to protect the officer who pulled the trigger, his name has not yet been released.
Hollywood is grieving the loss of another legend this morning. Lauren Bacall has died. The 89-year-old actress passed away Tuesday. Bacall was part of Hollywood's golden age and received an honorary Oscar in 2009. She was married to Humphrey Bogart until his death, and she leaves behind 2 children.
New details have been released in the death of actor Robin Williams. The beloved actor was last seen by his wife Sunday night. She actually had left for the day Monday morning thinking he was still asleep. Williams' personal assistant found him dead in his bedroom the next morning.
Marin County Communications received a 911 telephone call reporting that a male adult had been located unconscious and not breathing inside his residence. The caller was distraught and indicated at that time that was an apparent suicide due to a hanging.
Tributes for Robin Williams are pouring in from all over the country, and coming up on Good Morning Idaho, you'll see a special note from the actor's daughter and a public memorial spot that you'll recognize from one of his most famous movies.
In local news this morning, a wanted man is still on the loose after a standoff in Caldwell on Monday night. Police say Fabian Salinas is a known gang member wanted for aggravated assault on an officer and a number of other violent crimes. Police received a tip that he was in a home in Northeast Caldwell Monday, leading to a 9-hour standoff. After shooting tear gas into the house, multiple SWAT teams moved in, but a search of the home came up empty. Police do believe Salinas is armed and dangerous. Canyon County commissioners have agreed to review the proposed suspension of an inmate labor program. They will consider renewing funding for the program through next year, along with possibly a $3,000 pay cut from the sheriff's salary. In exchange, the sheriff agrees not to suspend any programs of mutual interest without written notice and to discuss those types of changes with commissioners. The sheriff suspended the program after several employees took better paying jobs elsewhere, leaving the program understaffed.
Soon-to-be graduates of Boise's Concordia Law School will have to keep waiting to learn if their school will be accredited. School officials say the American Bar Association has delayed making a decision on that accreditation. Last Friday, the school said an ABA fact finder will be appointed to visit the school, which has been seeking that accreditation since March of last year. Now, until that happens, any graduates of the school will not be allowed to take the bar exam, precluding them from practicing law. The closure of a Simplot potato processing plant in Nampa will be delayed. A company spokesperson says the plant will now likely close sometime around Halloween. The plant in Aberdeen will also close, and another in Caldwell has already been demolished. Now, a new plant in Caldwell will replace all 3 of those plants, but will employ about 750 fewer people.
The name's not the only thing changing at the stadium this fall for Bronco home games. Boise State University announced new security measures will also be in place for games at Albertson Stadium. Among the changes, fans will have to go through metal detectors before entering. BSU is also encouraging people to leave bags at home or in their car this year, though that is not a requirement. BSU is also reminding everyone, despite new laws allowing people with enhanced concealed carry weapons permits to bring guns on some parts of Idaho college campuses, Albertson Stadium is still off limits for firearms. Idaho's longest highway has a new name, honoring the men and women who serve our country.
It was dedicated on the steps of the state capitol Tuesday. Reporter Lauren Johnson was there and has the story.
There weren't many dry eyes as a portion of I-84 in Idaho was officially designated as Vietnam Veterans Memorial Interstate.
Felt like I might have done something right.
Donald Toronto, a Vietnam vet himself, was honored to witness the ceremony.
One of the greatest things that could happen to Vietnam veterans. We've been welcomed home.
Senator Mike Crapo shared his gratitude for Vietnam veterans everywhere.
Go around the state of Idaho and meet with a lot of people and do a lot of different things. None of them are more heartwarming than this.
Busiest highway in Idaho.
The men and women who put their lives on the line to protect our country 50 years ago as the Vietnam War started and fighting all the way through that war have not had the recognition that they deserve all these years, all these decades. And today it's fitting that we take the busiest highway in Idaho and designate it as the Idaho Vietnam Veterans Memorial Highway.
The dedication was complete with a flag ceremony, the unveiling of the new sign, and a rifle salute. It was also filled with gratitude.
After the fact, the country kind of turned their backs on us. And it really is it's a warm and deep feeling when somebody says, welcome home and thank you for your service.
Well, remember that now every time you're driving in or out of work or whatever, because you're going to see it all the time right
That's
there on
right.
I-84.
Speaking of seeing things, we saw some crazy things in the sky right around, 7-ish last night?
Yesterday
around
evening.
Cannon County especially, yeah.
Yes, this was another photo taken by our photographer, Doug Locksmith, out at the Caldwell Rodeo yesterday. This was right after that big storm cloud that rolled in, a nice, beautiful rainbow, which I think a lot of people saw. A lot of people posting pictures of this big rainbow yesterday. You saw it, Rachel.
We saw two. We saw the double.
Yeah,
and you told me this morning that every rainbow has a twin, right?
I did
But you don't
learn
always see it.
that there's always two. You just sometimes can't always see the second one.
Well, and the second one's inverted too. It starts with the purple on the top and then goes backwards with the red on the bottom.
So we saw both yesterday. It was pretty neat.
Yeah, so that was really neat in the skies. We could maybe see that again today. We will have those chances with the storm clouds out there. Let's take a look. We hit that high of 90 degrees yesterday in Boise, which is our expected high again today. 90 was our high yesterday, Mountain Home as well, Stanley and Sun Valley. The mid to upper 70s yesterday. We can expect that today too. And McCall hit 80 degrees. If you are heading out the door anytime soon, these are our current temperatures outside. 63 in Mountain Home, 58 up in Ontario, and cooler over in the mountains, around 50 degrees for Stanley and McCall. So things will warm up today, but not too terribly hot. We won't have that scorching strong heat, especially up in the mountains, with some on and off showers throughout the morning hours and even sticking around throughout the afternoon. Here's a look at the last couple of hours. A couple showers tracking towards Boise, but they may break up. Once they get past Jordan Valley, we may not see some scattered showers in the Treasure Valley until this afternoon. So I'll have all those details coming up in my full extended forecast.
Okay.
Looking forward to those details as well, because I know that some of them were good. Thanks
They
a
are
lot,
good.
Karen.
Time right now on this Wednesday, 5:38, and still to come on Good Morning Idaho. Jay's out on the job. He's making alcohol again. It seems it's just never too early for this guy.
He's learning a lot too. That's the important thing. And it may cost employers a ton in wasted time, but some bosses have a different reason to like fantasy football in the workplace.
Spencer Blake, Rachel Garceau. Weather on the 6s with Bree Eggers. You're waking up with Good Morning Idaho. You're waking up to Good Morning Idaho.
Despite tougher regulations following the financial crisis, banks are reporting record-level profits. Here's ABC's Devin Dwyer with America's Money.
Good morning. Topping America's Money, the nation's banks raking in more record profits. U.S. banks posted more than $40 billion in net income during the second quarter. That's their second highest profit in 23 years. That as executives complain that the rising costs of regulation are hurting business. Well, the nation's employers are advertising the most monthly job openings in 13 years. But wages remain stagnant. There are also still more unemployed workers than there are job openings, though it's an improvement from a year ago. Well, next month, British Airways launches what it calls its Pause and Relax channel on its long-haul flights. Its programming features cuddly puppies and kittens designed to calm jittery passengers. And finally, a new study claims the managing of fantasy football teams on the job this season will cost employers more than $13 billion in lost productivity. It also finds that company-wide leagues help build office morale. It's America's Money. I'm Devin Dwyer.
You know, I don't play fantasy football, but I do listen to the Manning brothers rap about fantasy football. That builds workplace morale. It did yesterday.
It boosts spirits, definitely, when someone's jamming to that on YouTube. I wonder if bosses still, though, want their company employees to be doing fantasy football on the job or not.
Probably not.
Maybe not.
If you really ask him, probably not. All right, but speaking of on the job, that's where Jay is this morning. He's at work, kind of.
He's at work. It's meta work, really, because he's at Barden down in Boise. He's been learning the first steps about what they do in the distilling process. It's always educational for you, Jay.
It is, and some of us actually work on this show. I'm just saying. We were in here with Scott. We were in the distilling process, and this location makes rum. 3 locations in all for Barden. Where do you make the other? Because you guys make other liquors as well.
That's right. We also make whiskey here, but in Eagle, that's where we make our gin. Vodka's produced in Coeur d'Alene.
I want to get back to whiskey in a minute because I think it's pretty cool that you guys are getting on board with that. Tell me how you make rum, where we're at in the process right now, and I want to talk about this cool steampunk thing you got going here.
All right, so we've already fermented the cane sugar.
Okay.
Now we're putting that fermented cane sugar into the still, and we're going to distill out the alcohol.
The smell-o-vision is going right now. We got banana bread pretty much going.
Yeah.
You said that we've already got some dripping out. Explain to everybody what's already coming out because we've got a little bit before the rum comes out.
Yeah, so as the still heats up and it's pushing through the process, it starts to push a little bit of liquid out. That's what we were seeing. But in a minute here, it's going to start actually putting out the liquid that we're heating up, and we're going to separate out all the bad tastes, essentially. Using distillation as...
That's a really big tank for 5 gallons. That's pretty much the ratio that we're going to have?
It is, yeah. You know, we start with about 10% alcohol, so 10% of 55 gallons doesn't give you a whole lot.
This still, I understand, came all the way from Europe. Is that right? How much would one of these cost? Could I get one of these in my garage?
I don't know.
And that was the question that
they just didn't want to answer.
Nope,
it
no
stops
comment.
right there. No, we're just having some problems there this morning, but we'll get those worked back out and find out what else goes on there early in the morning. It's so interesting just seeing how many people across the valley have to clock in really early to get stuff going just so that they're ready for later in the day when customers start coming.
I know, it's really cool. We've seen Idaho State Police is up as early as us. Folks who make donuts, the Guru Donuts guys, Barden. We have lots more of these lined up for the coming weeks.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun.
And I'm sure we'll get Jay back online, no worries. We'll
sure.
check back in with him in just a little bit.
All right, coming up next here on Good Morning Idaho, Paul Gerke found himself running back to Boise State to talk to running backs. See what I did there, Spencer?
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's another position preview coming up next in sports.
Good Morning Idaho.
Wearing my 6-shooter, riding my pony on a cat and drive.
morning, Idaho. Thanks for waking up with us on this Wednesday morning, about 5:47 right now. And if you are heading out the door early and you are stuck working, here's our temperatures outside right now. We are at 47 degrees in Stanley, 53 up in McCall, 57 in Sun Valley, and here in the Treasure Valley, we are in the mid-60s. Ontario a little colder, up at 58 degrees, but pretty pleasant out there. Just partly cloudy skies, 65 to start off the day in Twin Falls, and we will warm up today to see temperatures very similar to our highs yesterday. We hit 90 degrees in Boise and Mountain Home. 89 was our high yesterday in Ontario, 80 up in McCall, 76 for Stanley, and these are very similar to what our high temperatures are expected to be for today. Let's take a look over the last couple of hours and overnight. We had some rain showers moving through Sun Valley and Stanley about 7 and 8 o'clock last night, breaking up, just turning into some clouds overnight. As we take a look, we are seeing some clearer skies over in the Treasure Valley and Boise, but we have some rain showers heading our way, going towards Jordan Valley right now, heading towards the Boise area. We may see some drizzles this morning on your way into work or some cloud cover, but that should break up and we should have some partly cloudy skies for a good portion of the day with some scattered showers expected throughout the afternoon and this evening. Overall, those scattered thunderstorms are expected across the Gem State, more likely to see some heavy and consistent activity up in the mountain areas. East Central and West Central mountains could see some showers and thunderstorms throughout the morning and this afternoon and really into this evening. But we have that colder air coming into our area that as we look towards the end of this week, we are going to see temperatures in our highs just expected to be about 85 starting tomorrow. So we will have drier air and those storms will be pushed to our east with some clear skies in store for the weekend. Overall today, we will see highs at around 88 for Nampa, 90 in Boise and Mountain Home. Breezy conditions today, about 10 to 15 mile per hour winds. We could see some gusty winds, however, if we do have some of those scattered showers and thunderstorms roll into the area this evening. In the Magic Valley, we will have those gusty winds and possibly hail as well. 88 for our high in Twin Falls, 85 for Gooding, Shoshone, and Burley today with a chance of seeing some scattered showers throughout the day. Up in the West Central Mountains, a good chance of seeing some showers this morning as well into the evening hours. Our high in the Long Valley will be right around 80 degrees, and we could see some hail in the West Central Mountains like we saw yesterday. East Central Mountains highs in the mid-70s for Stanley and Sun Valley. Fairfield, a little bit warmer at 81 degrees with some gusty winds with those storms. Look at the extended forecast, shows a chance of seeing those showers into tomorrow morning, but after that, our temperatures tomorrow will look really nice with a high of 85 degrees and plenty of sunshine with warm temperatures for the weekend, but nothing to complain about. Spencer, Rachel?
85. That looks like my favorite day
To
of the
reiterate,
week.
nothing to complain about.
Nothing.